Now that the White Martians and Protex have been revealed to be the true masterminds behind the War of Realms, will all of these desperate kingdoms be able to come together and fight this new threat? Or is all already lost? Well, let's hop into the pages of Dark Knights of Steel issue number 11, the penultimate issue of this series, and find out what happens next together, shall we? So then, as we join the story, John Constantine is still drinking himself into oblivion after coming to the realization that it was his prophecy about invaders from the stars that ended up kicking off all this bloodshed. The irony isn't lost on him either that the prophecy was ultimately true, it was just people's interpretations that got everything so muddy and bloody. Luckily though, for once, John doesn't have to go through any of this alone, as he's joined by Lois and Harley Quinn, the advisors, and basically his own counterparts from the other kingdoms. They think if they could screw each other over as much as they did, imagine what they could accomplish if they all pulled their resources and worked together for once. Of course, before the big battle to end all battles can be fought, there's a lot of old business that still needs to be dealt with. Batman and Superman finally have this opportunity to speak to one another and deal with the awkwardness that they're actually half-brothers. At first, Bruce thinks Prince Cal will absolutely be pissed at him, but actually he ends up being really surprised when Cal is totally on board for it. Oh sure, he lost a father with a complicated relationship, but he also gained a brother at a time when he could definitely use one. The bastard Prince of Bats also has a lot of really important information to give regarding Protex and the White Martian's ace in the hole. You remember that green meteorite that him and Alfred were chasing? Well, the Martians got it now, and they've managed to fasten it into one hell of a weapon of war that they hope to use to cut down any Kryptonian or half-Kryptonian that gets in their way. And really, in an all-out fight, Protex and the White Martians are going to need all the edges they can get. Sure, they're powerful, they can shape-shift, but they have a huge weakness in the form of fire. Protex so greatly fears the humans discovering this Achilles heel that he actively goes himself to Castle L to execute John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, before he can spill the beans. The former Alfred's hands may be bound by the lasso of truth, but his mind is not. He's able to call out to the princes for help and also share that most important piece of information, that fire can hurt these guys. And I mean, hey, when you are a Kryptonian and you can shoot heat from your eyes, that certainly is going to help level the playing field down the line. With this important piece of knowledge in hand, our heroes go about preparing Castle L for a final push from the White Martians. They dig a huge trench using super strength and light as many torches and candles as humanly possible. Still though, having all this very literal firepower on their side still might not be enough to stop the White Martian threat, and because of that, our heroes go out of their way to make other arrangements. First off, Prince Bruce decides to make peace with John Jones. John figures that Bruce probably hates him for lying to him for all those years about being Alfred, but Bruce, paying forward the forgiveness that Cal and other characters have given him all throughout the story, actually opens his mind to John and even wraps himself in the lasso of truth to show that he has no bad blood for Alfred, and still very much considers him beloved family regardless what name or face he's wearing at the time. It's all very sweet. In fact, to really hit home just how far Prince Bruce has come since the beginning of this series, he goes out of his way to empty the dungeons of all the meta people that he arrested under suspicion of witchcraft. Bruce admits that he was wrong to persecute them, and he hopes that they will fight on the side of the Kingdom of L to save them all from getting enslaved at the hands of White Martians. Even Ollie gets let go too, and he has a moment with Prince Cal. Remember, it was actually Ollie who fired the arrow that killed King Jor-El. He did so under a false pretext, thinking that it was the only way to save the kingdom, and now he may actually get the opportunity to save the kingdom fighting alongside the king's sons. So yeah, everyone's just kind of getting along now. Well, everyone except for General Waller, who hates the idea that her prison cells are getting emptied. Waller also refuses to fight alongside the other kingdoms, considering they were just spilling their blood only a couple days ago. The Queen tries to put Waller at ease, but it's clear that this is going to come back to bite them all in the ass sooner rather than later. And hey, speaking of Queen Laura, she also has an ace up her sleeve. She takes her children to find their crashed Kryptonian ship so that she can use the alien metal and technology on board to create a brand new weapon. No, it's not a sword or a shield, it's a projector, a Phantom Zone projector. Yes, that's right, they worked that in. Now, before the ultimate final battle can be fought, Waller and her toady Deadshot make their way to the White Martians' camp. General Waller says that she can deliver victory for the White Martians, but only if they're willing to follow her lead, and it's on that note right there the comic comes to a close, everybody. And so that was Dark Knights of Steel issue number 11, everybody, and I gotta say I liked this issue much more than the previous one. I know it's getting harder and harder to remember as we talked about issue 10 2 freaking months ago, but this one ended up delivering all the twists and turns and intrigue that I thought the previous issue was missing, as well as actually bringing a lot of the character storylines and emotional growth to a nice little crescendo. Sometimes it really does feel like Tom Taylor is spinning 100 plates at once, and sometimes you think, oh no, are some of these plates gonna fall? Is he gonna do it? But here in this story, I think he actually is managing to do it. Well, I totally called the White Martian twist. I didn't call the Amanda Waller betrayal twist, even though I feel like I really should have, and it actually ended up being really fulfilling to see her go bad. Likewise, for all the different heroes being bigger people and forgiving each other, in a way flying in the face of the whole, dark, sinister, nihilistic Game of Thronesiness that this series has been living in. Overall, I feel comfortable giving this one an 8 out of 10, and I hope the final issue can bring it all together.
Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest. That's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow, and help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye bye.